It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we're back, and thank you for switching over there. We told you it was going to be a thingamajig there. We got it all fixed out now, so we're ready to rock. We're ready to roll, which is always beautiful. I guess NorCal was the first one back on there. How about that, NorCal? You got the first in there, which is a beautiful thing. Anyway, lots of things to talk about today on the program. As always, we are out here at Toyota of Hollywood. 1841 North State Road 7. Come on by and say hi. Would love to meet any of you out there. Always, if you are in the neighborhood, you live close by, you work, come on by, man. Would love to get in contact with you all out here while we're at Toyota of Hollywood. A lot of things to talk about. Giannis ended up getting a 1-game suspension for his headbutt the other day of Mo Wagner, which it was kind of expected that it was going to be a 1-game thing, and I'm not going to hold it against him. I told you this yesterday. When it comes to a guy like Giannis, I'm a track record guy, and if you're a constant screw-up, then I will hold it against you. But Giannis is a really good dude, and so this is a guy that lost his cool. We all do it, man. You do it, I do it. We all can make a mistake. We let our emotions get the best of us. I mean, it's just one of those things that's just part of the game, unfortunately, man. And it sucks, but that is the case that he ended up losing it. And again, unless I start seeing more of that kind of behavior from him, there's no way that I'm going to look at this as anything that just a guy that ended up losing his cool and, made a mistake like a regular human being. I don't think that we should be penalizing him for a long time. And plus, it wasn't the worst headbutt in the world. It was just a tap. You know what I mean? So not a big deal for Giannis. And the good thing is they're not going to miss him for the playoffs, which it would have to be pretty bad for them to tag on that second game suspension. You know what I'm saying? And this one did not require multiple games. I think one was more than enough for him. The other thing I saw that they're going to do in L.A., they're going to have a Kobe Bryant Day. And I thought that was pretty cool. Look, obviously, Kobe is one of those guys that is beloved over in what's it called, in Los Angeles, and fans. I mean, if you've ever run into a fan base of the Kobe fans, in other words, not just Laker fans, Kobe fans. They are intense. They love the guy. It's one of those deals like it's an incredible amount of loyalty that he gets from that fan base, and it's always been like that. Kobe has always had. It's kind of like what's the bees or whatever they're called for Beyonce, right? The Beehive, right? Isn't that what it's called? You know how they also, Taylor, the Swifties are the same thing. I think, what's her name? The one that's from, I think she's from Palm Beach or from Broward. Ariana Grande has also got kind of that following too. Kobe had that following. I shouldn't say had, probably still has it to this day because that's how they are. They're wired. So they, in Orange County, they have named August 24th the official Kobe Bryant Day. His birthday is August 23rd. He wore number 24. So the Orange County Board chairwoman, Michelle Steele, explaining why the supervisor settled on the 24th as the date for the former Laker legend. Bryant died on January 26 in a helicopter crash that also killed his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, and 7 others. Steele said Bryant, who lived in Newport Beach, was a treasured member of our community who inspired so many men and women to pursue their dreams and never give up. Supervisor Don Wagner acknowledged that the former NBA star had ups and downs in a lifetime, seemingly referencing to Bryant's sexual assault case in Colorado. He says, Kobe Bryant's life, like each one of us who's ever lived, presents moments to celebrate and to condemn. Kobe, like all of us, faced challenges of his own making and challenges thrown at him by life that he overcomes. Today, we celebrate the effort in overcoming those challenges. So we strike a balance, and on a balance here, the good recognized in the resolution brought here is worth celebrating. So Kobe Bryant Day coming later this month in Orange County on August 24th. And listen, in the end, because I know anything that comes with Kobe, the Colorado incident is always brought up. None of us really know what happened that day. Okay? It's just one of those things. And until we actually have all the facts, which we never will, it's really hard to make a determination one way or another. You know what I mean? And so that's where you kind of stand with that situation. But if you take that part out and everything else in his life, none of it was mirrored with that incident. So it's not like he had other assaults in his life. That was the only one. And we don't even know if that was an assault. Maybe that was consensual. It's possible. I mean, it's 1 a.m. You never know. So it goes both ways. And you just, so it's hard to hold it against somebody when we don't have all the facts. And then it's also hard to believe somebody because in today's world, people get paid off, people, whatever. And if you have money and power and influence, you and I know, I'm not breaking any news here. I'm not enlightening anybody out here. You know that when you have money and power, sometimes you can also fix things, even if you made a mistake that you and I can't overcome. But people who are rich and influential sometimes are able to get away with this stuff. So I get both sides of the fence. The people that maybe don't believe Kobe at all and think he is guilty, the people that think he's innocent, or the people like me that I don't know. I don't know what to think. I have no idea because I've seen it all. So I kind of stay in the middle of it all because I don't know. And to go one way or the other is unfair because none of us really know what ended up happening that night. So I think the fact that they're coming up with that, I thought that was a cool thing for his family and another way for fans to kind of celebrate his accomplishments and his day. The other thing I saw was Ramona Shelburne, and keeping it in Los Angeles, since that's kind of the theme, since we were talking a little bit about Kobe Bryant Day. Ramona Shelbourne, there's the debate of, is Giannis the MVP? Is LeBron the MVP, right? And a lot of people feel like Giannis will end up being the MVP. Ramona Shelbourne explains that she voted for LeBron James. And now we all know Ramona works out in the left coast. That's her beat, Southern California. She knows the Lakers as well or better than most people as it is. She's very well connected in this league. She does a really, really nice job. And so Ramona, and she looks like a really nice person. I don't know her from Adam, but she looks like a nice person. I always give her credit because she always has a nice smile. She always has a great attitude about what she's doing, and it comes through on it. Shelbourne was saying, I did not vote for Giannis for MVP. I voted for LeBron because I tend to be more of a narrative-based voter. I feel like LeBron James took a Lakers team that had missed the playoffs 6 years in a row up to the top spot in the West after all the dysfunction the summer before. So I think he gets credit for that as well, Shelbourne said. And she also said her explanation mostly centers around preferring the story of what James has done over the story of what Antetokounmpo has done. And really, when you think about it, okay, Antetokounmpo is averaging 29 points, 13.6 rebounds, 1.4 three-pointers made per game. He's also averaging 5.6 assists, a block, and a steal, okay? James is leading the league with 10.3 assists per game, but trails Giannis in every other statistical category, including team record. One could also argue that Anthony Davis, a rival, is more responsible for the Lakers' turnaround than anything else. And so, and it's an interesting argument because LeBron has the better Robin next to him, right? Chris Middleton, Anthony Davis. Come on, right? There's no discussion there. It's Anthony Davis. But I think Shelbourne makes a great point that it's a team that missed the playoffs 6 years in a row. So not only does he take him to the playoffs, but he's the number one seed in the West. Being the number one seed in the East is not that impressive. I know because LeBron did it for many years, and it's an impressive feat doing it all those years, but we never really looked at that conference like, oh, wow, it's a great accomplishment by him. No, it's just great that he had the consistency to stay at it. But one year, they didn't even take the season seriously, and they weren't the number one seed and still went to the finals in the East. Because the East is easier than the West. And for that case alone, I understand why she picked LeBron James. I'm still going to vote for Giannis. If I had a vote, that would be my pick, edging LeBron. But what Shelbourne makes just a fantastic case for LeBron, because you've got to change the culture. You've got to turn things around. You haven't won in 6 years. You haven't gone to the playoffs. And I know that having LeBron and AD changes the face of your team, but you still have to stay healthy. You still have to execute, and you still have to get through the toughest conference out of the two. And so not only did they get out of the toughest conference and get into the playoffs, they held the top spot. And they held that top spot from beginning to end. I get it. I would still give it to Giannis. Not by much, but I would give it to Giannis. But the case she makes, I think I understand it. And when she says narrative-based, I also understand that. So, I don't know how you guys feel out there. You can chime in on the text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to send in the text, you can send it in on Twitter at Big O Show. You can put it in on the text board there on YouTube if you want. Many ways to chime in. Who is your NBA MVP right now here this season, who would you end up selecting? Let's see, what else do we have here? Jerry Jones. Now, I thought this was kind of interesting. Jerry and Dak, we all know they have not agreed on a contract yet, right? Jerry and Dak. And so Dak is playing on the tender. So both guys were asked about it yesterday. And finally, Jerry Jones came out of his cave to actually talk. He won't talk about, the national anthem and the kneeling and all that stuff, but he finally came out and addressed the Dak Prescott situation. So let's hear from Jerry and from Dak Prescott. Go ahead, Bill.
We think he's outstanding. We think he's our quarterback of the future. And this was just a less than stable time to be talking about serious, generational, if you will, to use Dak's term, dollars.
I'm excited as hell to be a Dallas Cowboy. I've been a fan of this organization and been a fan of this program for years. No frustration as far as that. Once again, I believe something will get done. And with my hopes, I believe I'll be a Dallas Cowboy for the rest of my career. So.
Now, everybody's saying all the right things except for Jerry. This wasn't the offseason. Pat Mahomes signed a monster deal. I mean, they're about to give George Kittle a ton of money with the Niners. And those aren't the only big contracts that were handed out this offseason. So if other teams can give generational dollars to certain guys, why can't Dallas? I just, it just, after watching him and how he acted the first time around with the kneeling, and now how he has disappeared off the face of the earth and didn't address it and was scared. And this is a guy that's never scared of a camera. This is the biggest camera whore that's ever existed in the NFL. Okay? I mean, Debbie might have done Dallas, but Jerry has done the world. Okay? So we're talking about a guy that was quick about all of this stuff and has gotten and disappeared for all the controversial stuff. And I know that people have told me that they don't believe he's racist. I still think he's that racist guy that will do things for some minorities, but he's doing it for the minorities that are doing something for him. Okay? That's just me. If you've done something for him, he'll help you out. But he's helping you out because you helped him out, not because there's real care about it when it's all said and done. And I said this before. If this was Tony Romo, he has a deal in place already, like he always had in the past. And I remember when that second to last contract that I think surprised everybody that he got, and the amount of money, and it was one of those where it was a surprising deal. And by the way, they were generational dollars for that salary cap, just like you've got it now. So if you really wanted to sign him, look, folks, let's be smart here, okay? Dak is asking for more money this offseason than he did last offseason. What do you think happens next offseason? What do you think if he throws another 5,000 yards like he did this past year? What do you think if he completes another, 67% of his passes again this year? What do you think he's going to ask for next year? You think he's going to ask for the same contract? Or do you think he's going to ask for a little bit more now? Because remember, the tag's 31. The tag next year is 37. You're paying Mahomes 40. Get ready, Jerry. He's going to ask you between 37 and 40 million and 42 million, 43 million dollars. So as the Cowboys keep putting off the contract becomes more and more expensive. And the hard cap hit, if you tag, becomes a bigger number, and you become you're more penalized for it because it's hard cap numbers. Like you could have signed him last year for probably $25, $28 million, $29 million, given him a signing bonus. First couple years of the deal, maybe against the cap would have been 10 or 15. You could manage it. When you get tagged, it's a hard cap number. So this year it's $31 million against the cap. Next year it'll be 37, but the cap doesn't plan on going up next year because of all the COVID losses. So if you're not going to have more cap space next year and they're going to ask you for more money, how are you supposed to fit them into next year's salary cap? That's why you almost feel, I know they're saying, well, Dak said all the right things. Jerry kind of said some of the right things. I almost feel like we're just waiting for the inevitable and he will become a free agent. I almost feel like Dak Prescott will be playing for another team down the line. And if you're Dallas, do you end up losing him for nothing? You know? That's because if you can't tag him again, and then how do you trade him? You know? I'm just saying, this is one of those. Now, if Dak has a bad year, that's probably going to be good for the Cowboys and their leverage. But if he has another year like he had, or if he plays like he's played his entire career so far, that's not going to be good news for Jerry or the Cowboys. They have mishandled, considering they've handled all the other contracts the right way, this one they've mishandled completely. They should have re-signed him to a deal 2 years ago. And they allowed that contract to expire, which is, anybody that follows this show for long enough time, you know how pissed off I would get with the Dolphins when they would do stuff like that. And it would happen all the time. There we go. Kittle got the Niners deal? Nice. I'm seeing that right now. Okay. So let me see so you got a 5-year, $75 million deal. Nice. So that's game-changing money right there. 5-year, $75 million extension for George Kittle. But notice how it's an extension. Because what are the Niners? They're not going to allow his contract to expire. You don't do that with great players. You either sign them a year or 2 years out. That's what you do with great players, bro.
You know, it's one of the things that I loved hearing today.
What?
They were talking about all this generational money and blah, blah. And a couple of the people pointed out, you know that Jerry...
He gave Zeke generational money.
Jerry did the draft from his $1 billion yacht.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, Jerry, your Dallas Cowboys are worth $5 billion around. You're worried about $30 million, $40 million. Seriously, man? And this is the quarterback of your franchise? Seriously? Come on, man.
You gotta love it, man. So if he really wanted Dak, he would have signed Dak. Okay? Jerry Jones would have signed him. So to me, this is really, really weird.
Like they still haven't gotten the verdict, right? They're still waiting to be convinced that he's the man.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
They haven't locked him down, right?
Yep.
Right.
Leo says, any sports being talked today? You know, I should block Leo for that. I really should. That's a blockable offense.
You know what? Because I'm looking at every segment. There's not one that's not.
I mean, well, why? Because I had a little political comment in one of them or whatever. We talked Thunder Heat. We've talked Marlins. We've talked Inter Miami. We talked about the Dallas-Nashville booing. We talked about the Big 12. We talked about Giannis, Ramona Shelbourne, Kobe Bryant. Now I talked about Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott. I'm sorry. I must have missed this. Like,
I don't have one segment that's not sports. I don't know what the hell he's listening to, but it ain't this show.
Seriously, it's like I'm Leo. I'm like this close to blocking your ass. Okay? There. Just that. I don't accept trolls on this show. I'm certainly not going to expect stupidity either. I'm not allowing stupidity to come through. So if you would just want to be an idiot, I mean, the whole show's sports. We talk more sports than anybody does in town. I mean, break any sports. My Lord. God. And Matthew goes, please block him. Yeah, he's pretty close to it. He put it this way. Leo, you're on double secret probation right now. Okay? Let's just put it that way. Any other little slip up by you, you're done on this show. Okay? You're going to have to go sign up and find another ID and then get on, and we'll block you again if you get out of line. But you're about this close, bro. So if I'm you, if you like the show and you like to be on the chat board and you like to talk, if I'm you, I'd watch what I'd say. Okay? Just watch it. Or better yet, say nothing and watch only. Because obviously you're not very bright, so you might end up getting blocked as it is since you know. Speaking of not being bright, and I don't know, it's a race between Pac-Man Jones and Leo. It's a tight race. So this is funny. Pac-Man Jones, the man that's been arrested 9 times in the NFL, and he had to retire. But eventually, I mean, none of the 9 arrests ever got him out of the NFL. I mean, they accepted him every single time. So he apparently received a package in the mail, and the package had a box, and it was loaded with jerseys, Steelers jerseys, Joe Hayden Steelers jerseys that are signed. So Pac-Man was baffled why he would get this, right? So let's hear from Pac-Man, and he went on video, and it went kind of viral yesterday. This whole thing. Here's Pac-Man Jones at his home with his 2-year-old child standing a few feet away. And he's got a box in front of him, because you're not watching the video, you're going to hear the audio. He's got a box of Joe Hayden jerseys in front of him. And he's got a couple of other things in hand. Here you go.
I opened up my mailbox today, and I had these jerseys in my mailbox. I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on, but I'm not with it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show y'all how gangsta I am. Whoever sent these fuck-ass Hayden Pittsburgh jerseys, all these bitches about to get fired up. I'm going to think this shit a game over here. This shit need to go viral, because I don't even play with niggas. I don't know who had the nerve to do some shit like this. But they all finna get burnt, though. I bet you that. Oh, shit. That almost burned me. Let me back up. Yeah. While y'all playing, this what happened with these Joe Hayden jerseys when y'all got down. When you got down, send them to my house. These motherfuckers getting burnt. Y'all bitch-ass find y'all something to play with. Fuck you too, Joe Hayden, and whatever you stand for, bitch-ass. And that go for everybody who like it. Y'all know where I'm at. I mean, whatever y'all motherfuckers sent, they getting burnt. Bitches. Hey, Joe. Your shit getting burned up over here. Fuck you. We don't give a fuck how much you pay for them signatures. No cap. Big boy crib. No cap, Johnny. Huh? And who on the Pittsburgh jersey? Come get them, because these bitches going to be burnt up. All whatever they sent. The footballs and everything. They got some footballs in here, too. These bitches getting burnt up, too. Oh, these ain't signed right here. They lucky these ain't signed. Got nothing to do. Watch me burn up all these fucking jerseys. I don't have shit else to do today. Me and Johnny. You know who Joe Hayden is? Hell no. Hell no. Yeah, hell no. Fuck around him.
So he's cursing like a sailor in front of his 2-year-old son. And the funny part, you got to go see the video, because the video, he basically almost lights himself on fire. Okay? No, seriously, he throws gas on the jerseys, and then he gets a lighter and he puts it right next to the jerseys. And if you got gas and a lighter, and the gas will come to your lighter. You know what I mean? I don't think he ever saw the Die Hard movie where, Bruce is lying on the snow, and he had already loosened the gas cap on the plane, and the gas had been pouring. And he just, yippee-ki-yay, and he throws a lighter, and it goes all the way to the plane and lights it up. See, if Pac-Man would have watched that, he would have been prepared. But it's funny because he almost burns himself. Again, Leo, Pac-Man, it's kind of close. Anyway, so Joe Hayden saw this on social media. If he didn't, somebody told him, hey, yo, man, Pac-Man's like going after you. So here's Joe Hayden and his message to Pac-Man Jones about the present that he got at his house.
So I'm sitting here getting the needles in. I see Pac-Man gets the delivery of the jerseys. That's nuts. You think I really would go out of my way to send you signed Hayden jerseys? No. I know you, Pac-Man. We ran into each other a lot of times. I got respect for you. That's just wild. You know, I would never do nothing like that. I just did autograph signing. I don't know how it went to your crib, but that's not something I would do ever, bro. So it is what it is.
Now, I want to know who ended up, because, dude, they were real jerseys. Like, they were real Steeler jerseys. You know those things cost $200 each. And then they're signed. And again, I don't know what you think of Joe Hayden or whatever the value of it, but still. And then somebody ends up getting all those. You pay for those jerseys. You get them signed. Oh, and by the way, Pac-Man did not burn the footballs that were with them. Because if you notice in the audio, it goes, oh, these aren't signed. So he was like, oh, man, I'm going to keep these. You can tell in his mind when you watch the video in his face. Like he sees, oh, they're not. Oh, okay, wait a minute. So he didn't throw those in the fire. I think he kept the footballs. But why would Joe Hayden send them jerseys? What is it? Now, if it was a receiver that burned Pac-Man a whole bunch of times, I could see that. Okay, that might be a funny joke or something like that. And maybe, you know, after it happens and it goes viral, people will find the highlight or highlights of that receiver burning, you know, Pac-Man several times. And so I believe Joe Hayden had nothing to do with this. And it doesn't make any sense why he would sign it. It's 2 DBs. And if you're going to send him a jersey, you send him one jersey. You don't send him a whole bunch of jerseys. I don't know how many it was, but it looked like it was at least 5. A lot of jerseys, a lot of money in that box, man. That was crazy. Now, he says he did an autograph signing. The part I just don't understand is, why would you send it to Pac-Man? There's got to be more to this story. And notice how Hayden goes, yo, man, I've run into you, Pac. I got respect for you. So he knows Pac-Man doesn't mess around. We all know that. You remember that? Remember the guy in the airport that was a complete jerk with Pac-Man? And Pac-Man hit on him right away. He didn't waste any time beating on him right away, which I haven't agreed with anything Pac-Man's done pretty much throughout his life because he's done a lot of stupid things. That's the one time that I backed him up.
You're not okay when it makes it rain, man, at the club?
No. Or when he paralyzes somebody. You know, he's done a lot of stupid things in his life. But that was just a weird video, bro. It's just weird. That dummy sent them to himself because he needed attention. So it was Pac-Man that was at a Joe Hayden signing, and then, okay, all right. Matthew says a Joe Hayden autograph would be worth a lot in Gainesville, Florida. Okay. Rosendo, great role model to his kids. Profanity of his, oh, yeah, I know. I forgot to warn you guys about the profanity, by the way. It was Adams' gangsta style that cost Cincy their last playoff game. Oh, yeah. Yep. We all know Krispy Kreme is the kryptonite for law enforcement. Okay, I'm not sure what that was about. Rule 1 of the Big O show, don't tell him how and what to talk about. That is very true. That is very true. Just the worst part is to complain about something that, like, you're not supposed to complain about. I mean, seriously. It's like, and out of all shows, this show is probably the most sports-oriented show that's out there. Okay? So, it's just, I just find it funny that the guy would say, well, are we going to talk sports here today? And it's like, okay, what happened, Jagoff? You just tuned in at one moment for 1 minute and you heard me talk about something like I took some shot or something politically, and you think the whole show's been like that? Notice he hasn't said anything else. Knows better. No, I guess he's been around enough to know that I am not going to screw around, and I'll easily block you, and I don't care. Troy says, oh, Pac-Man got into a fight with one of his bodyguards years ago. Hey, man, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Pac-Man used to follow me on Twitter. I don't know if he still does. No, I'm serious. Pac-Man Jones used to follow me on Twitter.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see if I don't know if Pac-Man Jones, is he still on Twitter? Let me see. I'm trying to find, I don't think I see, here it goes, Adam Pac-Man. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Check it out. See? Follows me, but I don't follow him. There you go. Yeah, he does. I don't know why he's why does Adam Pac-Man Jones follow me? Does he even know he followed me? Why did he follow me? That's weird. Isn't it weird? It's strange. Anyway, so there you go. There's your Pac-Man Jones story. Gotta love that. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in. Bill, there's some hope for us, dude. Oh, bro. And when I tell you this, you're going to love it. So they had UK's first socially distanced concert. Did you see this? Look at this, doggy. Look how they're doing it. They're building pods. So they're building pods at these concerts, all right? And so it's like little boxes, right? And then you sit, no more than 4 people can sit in a box. And these boxes are all separated by 6 feet, and they're spread throughout the concert area. You're not to leave your box unless you're going to go get something to drink or go to the bathroom. They don't allow you to go to the front of the stage or any of that. You got to stay in your box. That's kind of what it's all about. So they had their first socially distanced outdoor concert venue, as Virgin Money Unity Arena in Newcastle, England. They welcomed 2,500 fans for a performance by rising rocker Sam Fender yesterday. The venue creation was announced in July, with promoters promising a safe concert option in these COVID times. The arena is designed to keep you safe, with organized parking and a socially distanced queuing system into the arena, where you will be directed to your personal area. SSD Concerts wrote on Facebook, the parent company also unveiled a concept illustration at the time showing a stage facing a large open lawn with numerous raised platforms containing room for a small group to watch the show. And it's pretty cool because the decks are also elevated too. So the deeper you are, it's a little bit more elevated. So you get a pretty good sight of because anybody remember the old Orange Bowl? I had, my dad, I was a kid, but we had the box seats. And if you remember the box seats, if anybody sat in the box seats in the Orange Bowl, the player standing got in your way of watching the game. You could not see the close sideline, ever. If you had a box seat, unless you were all the way in the end zones of your box seat, then you can see the sidelines. But if you were inside, the 20s, I guess, 30s, whatever, it was player to player all the way through, and coaches and all that. So they were in your way. And that's what would happen in these venues if they were all in the same level as you go back more, you know what I mean? So they kind of raised them a little bit. So that's pretty cool too, that they're able to do that, and they allow you. And what I love is, obviously, I've been talking about going to concerts and in a safe environment. See, I can do that. Where me, Bill, Greeper, maybe my wife, the people that we normally all hang out with, and we're all like COVID-free, we go together. Boom. And we go to the concert. I think That gives us some hope, dude. Right? A little hope.
I'm going to say this. Depends on the artist. Do you think a bunch of Metallica or Iron Maiden fans are staying in their box, man?
Yeah, well, but then you got security, and they're going to arrest you, and they're going to kick you out. They're going to kick you out.
Well,
I mean, slowly but surely, they'll just pull the people that are out of their box.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you're 1,000% right.
Depends on the artist, brother.
I'm not arguing with you at all. You are making total sense. But I would imagine that you're going to have security people and if you get out of your box and you go towards the stage, they're going to obviously give you the one warning and say, get your ass back to the box. And if you don't, I'm sure they're not going to waste time.
Well, brother, then they better bring a small army for some concert.
Right, yeah. Yeah, but slowly but surely, as you get them out, you'll have less people in the concert, and you'll get thrown out, bro.
And then you get to move up to the next box in front of you?
Well, I don't know about that.
By default?
But we'll try. We'll definitely try. Okay? We'll definitely try.
If the box in front of you gets escorted out of the stadium, you get to commandeer their area.
Yeah. Big O, you should have a list of rules posted on what to say and what not to say in the Big O show. Bunch of friggin' profanity, no effing warning. My grandma is pissed. LOL. NorCal. Let's see what else.
The show ain't for the faint at heart, man.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Tyler Hero starting to look like a star now. I love it. That's what Alex Toledo says. Tyler's looking good, man. He's got to improve the defense and pick up the body a little bit. You know, he's got to hit that weight room in the offseason. But yeah, no.
Stay away from his IG model.
Yeah.
You notice the further he's gotten away from being with her, the better his legs are.
Yeah. Ian says, "Damn, did I miss the ghost time?" No, we haven't ghosted anybody, Ian. We gave Leo a warning, and he's been smart enough to not cross the line. Let's see. Maybe you had him on the show once and he followed. No, I've never interviewed Adam Pac-Man Jones ever. Never had him on I couldn't have him on my show. I'd be asking him all kinds of stuff that he'd hate me to ask. You know what I mean? So he'd probably end up killing me. Rosendo, that's a solid idea, but I won't tell Big O what to do. I'm not worried about the profanity. It's when I have an issue, parents do some improper things in front of their children. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. To be like that in front of your kid. Yeah. Big O, maybe you sent them an autographed jersey a long time ago. Big O put Leo on a timeout. Damn. No. I gave him the warning. Okay. If he gets out of his box and goes to the stage, then yeah, we'll block him. But I gave him a warning. He probably understood after that comment that he said something stupid when the whole show's been sports. It's like, it's crazy. I guarantee you, none of the shows locally will touch on more sports subjects than I will. That is like money in the bank. It's not even close. Okay? So that's why when you say something like that, you're going to piss me off. Because I try as much as possible. Man, even in a pandemic, I worked my ass off, along with Bill, obviously, to bring you guys as much sports as possible for 4 months. Okay? And no sports going on, yet I found ways to talk about sports all throughout. In fact, what Leo should be thanking me and telling me is, dude, during the 4 months of quarantine and no sports and all that, you did awesome in at least bringing as much sports as possible. Could I avoid COVID? Could I avoid the politics? Could I avoid all that other crap? No, I cannot. Obviously not. I'm not going to do that because that's not right. But now, it's been since the sport started, if you've noticed, it's really almost all sports pretty much. Let's see. If Big O thinks you said or did something dumb, he may or may not accuse you of being stoned. Rule 420.01 in the Big O fan rule book. But remember, I always say it's the bad weed. right? Smoking bad weed, you got to pick the seeds out, that kind of stuff. People like you, NorCal, you got the prime stuff. You're not picking any seeds out, so it's a whole different ballgame. My worst memory of the Orange Bowl was standing in line forever to take a leak. Yeah, those are bad. Those are bad. Although, isn't it worse when you're just standing watching the game and they're leaking on you from the second floor? I'm just saying. That could be also bad, right? Stay positive, Big O. You're doing great. Positive vibes. Thank you, brother. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I just got to mess with the guy because it was just a ridiculous comment to say, oh, are we going to talk any sports today? It's like, dude, come on. Come on.
That was definitely from left field.
Yeah, I was like, come on, bro. You can't do that to me. You can't tell me, are we going to talk sports today? I mean, come on. That can't happen. Scorpions. They are going to come out with a new box set, okay? It's a new box set celebrating their upcoming 30th anniversary of their politically themed Wind of Change. And check this out. If you want to buy the box with the Wind of Change 30th anniversary, an actual piece of the Berlin Wall will be included. How cool is that, dude? Like, who the hell saved all that? The 91 ballad was written by singer Klaus Meine in response to the massive political and social change that was sweeping communist countries such as Germany and the Soviet Union. It became retroactively associated with the fall of the Berlin Wall in '89, and the band performed the song live at the 10th anniversary celebration. Limited 2020 copies of Wind of Change box set will feature 5 different versions of the track on both compact disc and vinyl, including a previously unreleased demo performed by Meine, in addition to the Berlin Wall segment, which has been customized with the red Wind of Change star and a handwritten lyric by Meine. That set boasts an 84-page hardcover book featuring exclusive photographs and the story of the song creation. You can order Wind of Change box set via Scorpion's official website. That's pretty cool, man. They are working on a new album, so we'll see. Remember, they've got Motorhead's drummer Mickey D is in their band now, so they are. But that's pretty cool, man. Box set, little piece of the Berlin Wall. I like that. Now, let me ask you guys something. Did you like the Queen biopic? How did you guys feel about it? How about you, Bill? Did you like the Queen biopic?
You know what? I got to be honest with you, man. I'd rather watch a real deal documentary.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Than a I just,
It wasn't in order. They took the order out of things that happened. They kind of, created it in a way that it really wasn't the real storyline. Look, I'll give the kid credit.
Exactly what you're talking about. That happens a lot of times.
Yes.
Just sensationalized.
Well, yeah, and The Dirt did a little bit of that too. But actually, this was way worse than The Dirt in that sense. Now, this kid did a great job of acting. I'll give him that. There's no doubt about it. Did I think the movie was something?
With you, yes.
Yeah. Did I think the movie was something incredible? I thought it was a little overrated by people. His performance was really good. The movie itself, it's all right. It was all right. So we've got a Ozzy biopic in the books here. It's coming. Now, but wait a minute, Bill. Hey, I enjoyed The Dirt more than the Queen one because it was a look. Okay, so
that's a very good point.
So let me give you hope. Okay, my brother. Here's what I'm here to do for you. Okay. Sharon Osbourne says fans shouldn't expect a sanitized version of the rocker's story. She particularly targeted Bohemian Rhapsody and the Freddie Mercury Queen story. Our film will be a lot more real, she told Rolling Stone. We don't want it to be squeaky, shiny, clean, and all of that. We're not making it for kids. It's an adult movie for adults. She said she understood why Bohemian Rhapsody, in her words, was a Hallmark rock movie, noting it was for a younger generation. It was squeaky clean. It was Those Songs Will Live Forever, and it turned a whole generation onto Queen's music that had never heard it before. So that was phenomenal, but I don't think it was a great movie. They changed the timing of the story and everything in it, and she's 1,000% right on all of that. There are currently a few details about Osborne's movie, which was first announced 2 years ago. Osborne's son, Jack, whose company is producing the film, has disclosed little information other than its active development, and a writer has been hired to create a script that takes place between 79 and 1996. But Ozzy isn't taking active role in the production. Don't ask me anything about it, the singer said in February. My family is involved, and I said to my wife, good luck. To get my 3 kids to agree on one thing, you've got to get up really early in the morning. He's still indifferent, even to the question of whom he wants to portray him on screen. Sharon wants to get an unknown actor. He said, it's about Sharon and I and our relationship. It's how we met, fell in love, and how we married. She's my other half. She grew up a lot with me, and I grew up a lot with her. We celebrated 30 years of marriage recently. I hope it will be a story that everybody can relate to. You don't have to be a fan of music because it's a story about a survivor. No matter what life throws at you, you pick yourself up and you start again. It's just an amazing story of overcoming everything that's thrown in your life. So it'll be interesting to see how real they keep it. And knowing Sharon, I could see them actually doing something that's pretty shocking at times. And I wonder, how real will they be about their personal relationship? Okay, because remember, he was banging the maid, I think it was, that was there in the house or something like that. And she caught him or something, and there was, I mean, he's obviously been caught many times with infidelity, and Sharon has taken him back and all that stuff. So I wonder how, and maybe that stuff with the maid may have been after 96. So that may not be included there, I think. I want to say I think. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see how that one works out with Ozzy. Ronald Hubbard says, rules for the Big O show. 1, do not tell Big O what to do on the show. 2, don't be a party zombie. 3, be objective. 4, don't be a blind-ass fan. Great job as usual, fellas. Good afternoon, all. Ronald, bro, you've, like, that's it right there. That's it. He knows me like to a T. Wow. That was impressive, Ronald. I mean, if I had to come up with rules, that's it right there. I like it. Damn, Ronald, that was strong, dude. That's somebody that listens to the show, that knows me to the core. Super Boom Shack agree. I hear rumors they might be closing down Old Vizcaya because of revenue. Wow, I didn't know that. Let's see, Raging Dolphin Maniac. I'm with you, Super Boom. I don't like distorting the facts for entertaining purposes. Exactly. An Ozzy biopic would be epic. That's what James Roman says. It would give insight into Black Sabbath, Randy Rhoads, and so many other great musicians and rock eras. Now, the question is, because you hear a lot about the relationship, James, will it be more about the personal side, or how much will it be included with the band and all the dirt from all the bands? You know what I mean? That will be interesting if they include all that stuff. Matthew Walker says, isn't rule 3 and 4 kind of related? Well, 3 is be objective. 4 is don't be a blind-ass fan. There's two different things, okay? Objectivity is looking at things fairly.
Blind-ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind-ass fan coming through.
A blind-ass fan is our way, our term of endearment for an unrealistic fan. That doesn't mean you're not objective. That has nothing to do with objectivity. A blind-ass fan is the person that tells you, oh, dude, come on, you know Tua's going to start in week 1, and he's going to lead us to the Super Bowl, and we're going to win it this year. That is a blind-ass fan. Okay? Blind-ass fan says, oh, dude, the Heat have a great chance of taking it all, bro. They're better than the Clippers. When they get there, they'll beat the Clippers. Blind-ass fan. Okay?
I had to play it. We haven't played it in so long.
No, it was great. Doing a great job by you. And that's why we came up with the term blind ass fan. Because every year I would get the Dolphin fan, it's Cam Cameron, the coach. Season's about to start, and I get the call. The team looks great. I can see we're going to go 11-5. And then I got to hold back from laughing and then tell them and then fire the blind ass fan alert. And, hey, Joe Philbin's going to be a great coach. Blind ass fan alert. All that stuff. That's what that's the difference. Blind ass fan is not objective. It's just it's a fan that's unrealistic. That's all. So instead of me calling you an unrealistic fan, I call you a blind ass fan. That's it. That's where the term came from. And it was inspired by Dolphins all the year after year.
Look, exactly what you ready? This was the thinking. Golden. We get the announcement. I'm hanging out at Tom's, Miami Springs, my bar. Mm-hmm. And we're all hardcore Canes. And it's Golden. And what is he, what's he look like? So we pull up a picture. Him there, game day, with his tie on, okay? And he's got a whistle. Now, as a coach, you're not supposed to have a whistle at the game. Because,
Or Willie Taggart. Remember Willie Taggart had the whistle.
So I'm sitting here, and this look on his face with the whistle, and I'm like, bro, this guy's awesome. He's even coaching hard. He's got his whistle like doing drills on game day. That's crazy. This guy we got the guy. That was the thinking because of the whistle on game day in the face.
That's the blind ass fan.
Thank
right
you.
There. Yeah, the whistle will make you a blind ass fan in that moment. Yeah, no, that's right. That's it. That's it right there. That's a blind ass, and we're all guilty. I've done it too. Okay, we're all guilty. The thing is, do you admit it? It's like he did. You know what I'm saying? Do you admit it when it happens to you? Because it happens to every one of us. We thought our this player was going to be that. This team was going to be this. This coach
is going to be way better than Peyton because Peyton could never beat the Gators. Well,
that's it's crazy. It's like saying the difference between patriotism and nationalism. Tua is going to start, and we're going to win the Super Bowl. That's what Dirty Mike Dominguez says. We will in 2023. That's my prediction. 2023, and I could be a blind-ass fan. When 2023 rolls around and the season's over, we didn't win the Super Bowl, then we got to fire out the blind-ass fan alert, okay? Does the blind-ass fan of the year get the Ray Charles Award? Ooh. Wow, NorCal. That could be something that we should do on the show. I like that idea. Like we keep an archive all year long.
A running log?
Yeah, of the worst predictions by fans. And then when obviously those predictions don't come through because that's the only way you can be a blind-ass fan, right? Then at the end of the year, we say the Ray Charles Award goes to, and boom. I love it. That's a good idea right there. That's a fun idea on the show, NorCal. I love that. Holy crap, the blind-ass fan alert makes a comeback. Good to hear, old friend. Yes. We haven't had a lot of that yet to actually include it in there, so that's why it's been kind of disappeared for a while. We didn't have a lot of sports. You know what I'm saying?
There was nothing to be a blind-ass fan about.
What are you talking about? Yamamoto's going to win the Cy Young.
He is? Wait a minute. A Tony is winning it.
Ah, there we go. Some people believe Stevie Wonder is not blind. Yeah, no, and let me tell you, Bruce Lee's alive. He's hanging out with Elvis, Jim Morrison, and Janis Joplin. Oh, wait a minute, Kurt Cobain, too, joined them a little while ago. So, yeah, they're all hanging out, laughing at us. Bruce Lee's teaching them all karate or kung fu or whatever it is that he knows. So, yeah, there's a lot of things going on. A lot of people that we think are dead, but they're really not. They're in an island somewhere just relaxing. Yeah, that's what's going on. No doubt about that. All right, 786-3990, 322-1105. Let me give you some stuff in music history today. We start off with Jefferson Airplane on this date in 1965. Jefferson Airplane made their live debut in San Francisco's Matrix Club. No word if Keanu Reeves was there as sperm, I guess, because it's 65. Marty Ballin was the group's vocalist and guitarist and owned the club. So Marty Ballin owns the club and then puts his band on there, Jefferson Airplane, which people are like, oh, it's nepotism. The owner's got his band there. Years later, it's like, dude, you know that the owner of the Jefferson Airplane also had his band there, So all of a sudden, it becomes really historic for you. In 77, on this date, Bachman Turner Overdrive announced that they were splitting up. In 2009, on this date, guitar innovator Les Paul, who invented the solid body electric guitar, passed away at the age of 94. Scott Wieland. In 1999, Stone Temple Pilots singer Scott Wieland was sent to jail for once again violating his probation by continuing illegal drug use. And as we all know, he ended up committing suicide, and we ended up losing him. Todd Rundgren. Listen to this one, Bill. In 1980, on this date, 4 masked robbers broke into Todd Rundgren's New York house, tied him up, stole paintings and his stereo equipment. And in 1980, do we still have quadraphonic sound in 1980? Are we still having stereos with quadraphonic sound? Because I got to tell you, if in 1980 they're stealing my quadraphonic sound stereo system, I'm pissed. I'm thinking of the guy on Boogie Nights. Yeah. This is hi-fi. Yeah, exactly. Listen to that sound. That's right. Anybody remember that quadraphonic? Anyway, one of the intruders was reportedly humming Rundgren's song, I Saw the Light. So not only am I going to steal everything from you and tie you down, I'm going to hum your song at the same time while I'm doing it. You got to love that. Also, born on this date, Dan Fogelberg in 1951, sadly passed away in 2017 of prostate cancer. Those are a couple of the things that happened today in the world of music. So there you go. It's a beautiful thing. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. It's 1:30.
Wait a minute, man. I was catching up. You sure you don't want to go for another half hour?
Let's take a quick break.
Come on, man. Man. Dude, you just hit 60 minutes exactly.
Really?
Come on, man.
I did 60 straight minutes right now?
Yes, sir.
We do want to remind you, Moody S. Dental is a proud sponsor of our program. No sports, by the way.
Not a drop of sports.
Yeah, I was talking with Eric actually the other day, and appreciate all of you out there that are supporting our sponsors. If you need your teeth cleaned, you got to fill a cavity, whether it's root canal, painful, a crown, implant, Invisalign. They are the implant and Invisalign experts. And like I tell you, it's convenient. It's family-owned, super clean, state-of-the-art equipment. And let me tell you, if you need a crown or you need an implant, they will make the tooth right there and then. You're not going to leave with a temporary and come back 2 weeks later. That doesn't happen there. They make the tooth right there and then, so it's just one visit and you're done. Call them, 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Moody S. Dental. Go to the website, moodysdental.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opa-locka, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We're back. And you know, I told you about the concert that went on in UK that they had pods, right? Well, the Patriots are now exploring the pod system for their fans. Listen, man, they're going to try to. The thing is that what we have going on in this country, we have a decision that you have to make, okay? And you have people that understand that we've got to wear a mask and protect each other and protect yourself from others at the same time, because that's what the mask does. It allows you to, keep your germs inside, so maybe less germs are out in the air. And so, you have people that either believe in it, or there's that faction because, people don't want to believe in it. And so you've got players that think that way. You've got teams that think that way. You've got politicians that think that way. And what I'm talking about is they're taking both sides of the fence. And so I'm sure there are going to be teams that are going to be a little bit more restrictive on trying to take these kind of chances because they don't want to put people at risk. They don't want to risk lawsuits, those kind of things. But in the NFL, they're Teflon, and they're going to try. And so the Patriots are exploring a pod system now to have fans for 2020. Charles Robinson of Yahoo says the Patriots are among teams exploring a pod system to have fans in their stadium. Robinson explains that there would be a group of masked fans clustering together with space between the respective clusters. And the Patriots released a statement saying they're hopeful to have Gillette Stadium at 20% capacity this season. Pending state and local approval, should Gillette Stadium be allowed to have fans in the stands this season, it is expected to host about 20% of its total capacity. Ticketed parties will be asked to maintain physical distancing at least 6 feet from other parties. Tickets will be arranged in blocks of 10 seats or less, and the first 8 rows of the stadium will not be used. Additionally, the face coverings will be required at all times inside the stadium to keep all attendees safe. Although game days will look different this year as a result of many safety precautions being implemented, the Patriots organization is committed to delivering a positive experience for all who attended. Hey, don't they have pods already? They're called suites.
I was just going to say, now we know why he went and got that plane full of masks. As you enter the game, he's got all the masks ready that he sent the plane over, remember?
Yeah.
And he could just pass them out to the people,
Yeah.
Now we know why he did that.
Yeah, no, well, obviously he was he had foresight, in other words. We get our first super chat of the day. Kenneth Cleveland down the home stretch. Thank you, Kenneth.
I know that, dude. Where'd you get this?
Super chats.
Oh, gnarly. Awesome. Totally awesome.
Thank you, Kenneth. He says, Big O, I have a VIP membership to the Boom Boom Room. Yes, you do, my brother. Yes, you do. Thank you. Thank you. So you got me a VIP. I'm ready. I'm ready to hang out in the Boom Boom Room. What goes on in the Boom Boom Room?
I don't know, but hopefully it's only with people that you've been quarantining.
That's true. That's very true. Unless it's Halle Berry, I don't care if she's quarantined or not. That's the only one. Does Halle Berry show up at the Boom Boom Room? I'm just saying. Just asking. Is that a possibility?
If she did, you'd already have been there.
I would be there. I would be living in the Boom Boom Room. No doubt if Halle Berry was there. Patriots also cleared 80% of their roster from last year to also help flatten the curve. I love it. I love it. Let's see. There we go. I got you a Coco Frio in Super Boom. There you go. Coco Frio. All right, I like it. So pods for the Patriots. Interesting. You see what the Dolphins are doing, by the way. The Dolphins will have a patch to honor Don Shula. That is very cool. This is how the release goes. The Miami Dolphins will wear patches during the 2020 season to honor their late coach, Don Shula. Those patches will feature a number 347, a reference to the career wins, most in NFL history. Coaches and team personnel will also wear a pin and a patch designed to honor Shula, who died in May at 90 years old. Don Shula's lasting impact on the Miami Dolphins, NFL, and South Florida community is immeasurable. Stephen Ross said in a statement, "We are proud to continue honoring his historic life and legacy with a patch that is emblematic of his success on the football field as the winningest coach in our league's history. This will be the first time in the Dolphins' 54 seasons that a patch will be worn to honor an individual." Well, this is not just an individual. The Dolphins will wear it for the first time during their season opener, September 13th, at the New England Patriots, where they will, of course, kick the Patriots' ass. Okay? Patriots are going down September 13th. All right? But I love this, that they're doing it for Shula. I think we need to do more for Shula, man. I don't know if you want to call it Shula Field or something, but the statue outside and the patch is great. It's not enough, right? It's not enough. You got to do more, man. We got to do more for that man because, you know, we start to think about the people that have made such an enormous impact in the sports community in our lives, and Don Shula and Pat Riley are the guys. They're the guys, man. You know, those two gentlemen have, you know, the impact that they've made with their culture, because that's the other thing that these guys didn't just pop in and win like Wieland popped in, won a World Series, and then left. You know what I'm saying? That Wieland doesn't mean anything to me. They didn't stick around long enough, and neither, you know, Dombrowski did a great job because he built both teams, but didn't stick around. We're talking about two guys now that have been, one was here forever. Obviously, in Shula, we just lost him. And now Riley's been here for a quarter century, man.
That same in and out thing, our Canes, man.
Yeah, all our coaches.
I mean, our baseball team's a different deal. Obviously, Ron Favor put the College World Series on the map.
No, and Moore stuck around a lot, too, and won, too.
Yes, of course. And he left the number one team at the time, Georgia Tech, to come to be the coach at UM.
Yeah.
They had the number one preseason team, and he left them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But like we said, they were in and out.
Yeah.
As great as Howard was, as great as Jimmy, obviously Erickson, you know, whatever.
Right.
You know, they're not, no.
Yeah. Jack says Don Shula Stadium. That would be nice. But bro, Hard Rock has like a 30-year agreement. They're not going to change that. So that's why I say Don Shula Field at Hard Rock Stadium. You know what I'm saying? It should be Joe Robbie, because Joe Robbie, you know, it should be. How about this? How about we do this? It's Don Shula Field at Hard Rock Stadium. Don Shula Field at Joe Robbie Stadium. What's it called? Sponsored by Hard Rock. Something like that. But it's hard.
Hard Rock's going to be feeling like, man, we gave you all that money and we're getting third billing. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Hard Rock Stadium. Yeah, man. I mean, you know what? Maybe what you do is Don Shula Field at Hard Rock Stadium, and what you have is the Joe Robbie practice facility. Since the practice facility is going to be right there on that property, they're building it as we speak. Maybe you make it the Joe Robbie practice facility, and it's Don Shula Field. That would be, you know, I just feel like those two men deserve so much from all of us, and especially from that organization. That the statue and the patch are great, but there has to be something more. Those are the kind of people that we should mention all the time. Where are you going? Oh, dude, I'm going to go to Joe Robbie practice facility. I'm going to go watch the Dolphins play or practice. You know, hey, I know I'm going to go watch the team at Don Shula Field at Hard Rock Stadium. You know, just so that those names are mentioned all the time. You know, I love the patch idea. I love the statue. I just think those two dudes deserve a lot more. And they deserve something that is constantly mentioned, constantly reminding people. So that way, as we have the newer generations coming up and they hear Don Shula Field, brother, uncle, father, grandfather explains to them, well, it's called Don Shula Field because this is what he did for this team. It's called Joe Robbie Practice Facility because Joe Robbie was, and then you go on and you tell the story of Joe Robbie. That kind of stuff. I'm just one of those guys that would love to honor two men that brought me and a lot of you out there so much joy. You know, I know a lot of you young Doll fans, to you, Joe Robbie and Don Shula, are just icons they've told you about. You know what I mean? But for the rest of us that lived it, they were our sports heroes, man, because that's all we had. We had Dolphins football and we had Canes football. That's it. We didn't have anything else. And we had some striker soccer. Brought to you by Joe Robbie again, too, by the way, by that family. I just, you know, those are two men that I would like to continually honor, and not just a patch, not just a retirement name, you know, something that really stands out for them throughout time. You know, would be awesome. Let's see. Oh, what's your Mount Rushmore of Dolphin greats? Wow. That's a tough one, dude. That's a really, really, really tough one. Like Shula and Marino are automatics, right? And if we have to, do we exclude the owner out of all of this? Because you have to put Joe Robbie there. Now, if you don't want, now if the owner is out, then that's where you have the problem. Do you go Zonka? Do you go Richmond Webb? Do you go Larry Little? Do you go Mark Clayton? You know what I mean? It's you can go in so many directions with all of that. Okay, but I'm not about fence straddling, right? So let me give you the four that I would pick. Okay, obviously Shula, Marino. I'm gonna go Jason Taylor. And wow. I'm going to go Larry Zonka. It's between him and Zach, man. Like I told you, it's impossible. But there. Okay?
Stevenson.
I know.
Probably the greatest center.
Langer. What?
You know what? Back-to-back Hall of... Wow.
It's impossible to just say four. You'll have a discussion. You have an argument.
You know what? The original number 13 that won the MVP of the undefeated Super Bowl would like to say something as well.
Jake Scott again. If somebody put Jake Scott in their top four, I can't argue with that, dude. Can you argue with somebody that puts Richmond Webb?
No.
Right?
It's, you know what? Years of service and changing and
That's
going
from
a kick returner to our premier receiver then in the slot, not more, bro.
Yeah, not more. The more. My favorite Dolphin receiver of all time. You know, it's really hard, but those are the four that I'll give you. If I have to pick four guys, those will be my four guys. Let's see. Make all the fans bubble boys. I wouldn't mind that. They should wear the patch for the next 20 years. Okay. I hope the Dolphins sell Shula patches for us to see them sew them onto our jersey. Yes, I'm with you, NorCal. I got my Tua jersey coming. I would like to sew my Shula patch onto my Tua jersey. Yes, that's a great idea, and I'm going to put it on my Tua jersey. Yes. Maybe I should put it on my Marino jersey, since Shula and Marino more tied, right? Yeah. Hopefully Flores makes his own line and his own mark here, and then we can put a Flores patch next to it. I'm going to put it on my Marino one. I love the idea of naming the practice facility after Shula. Shula or Joe Robbie. You name Shula the field, Robbie the practice facility. But I think both need to be cherished and honored, man. Let's see. I have always loved the Bears honoring Hallis on their jersey. Would love to see the Finns do the same for Robbie and Shula. Amen, James. That's it. That is so true. My Mount Rushmore is Marino, Taylor, Bonacani, and Zonka. What am I going to do? Argue with that? You know, I can't argue with that. Anybody that wants to put Bonacani there, hey man, you picked the right dude. Oh, can you have any name you want, but please do not let Jimmy Buffett write and sing a song about it. Ricky Williams is on my Mount Rushmore with Marino, Taylor, and Wake. Nice. I could never put Ricky there myself because it's just too short of a window. It's not enough for me. But what he accomplished here was amazing. I like Don Shula Field at Hard Rock Stadium. You are right. Thank you, sir. Shula's looking down on the mountain. Yes, he is. They need a Shula steak in the stadium. Yeah, John. Dude, that is such a great call on your part. I think there would be fans, not the morning game. Maybe you serve kind of a steak and egg type of thing in the morning. But I could see people, after the game is over, having reservations at Shula's in the stadium and them like enjoying a dinner. And then, hey, man, let's go enjoy the dinner. Traffic will clear out by the time we're done. And we get out and we can just drive home. And we can take our time. We had a little bit of liquor. We can have some food, kind of balance everything out. That is, John, I've never heard anybody say that. And that is a phenomenal idea. How that has not happened is crazy, actually. And if you have a night game or a 4:00 game, that restaurant will be open packed before the game. Guaranteed that you'll have a certain section of fans that will want to go to a Shula. And do you know how many fans come out of town every game? I would say 5 or 10% of the fans that go to the stadium are not from South Florida. So that might be fans that they want a full experience. And, dude, I went to the Dolphin game. I saw Tua, and I even had dinner at Shula Steak after the game. I had lunch at Shula Steak before the game. And people will say, wow, dude, that's a great night. That's a fantastic day. You went to the game. You saw Tua kick some ass, beat the Patriots, and then you went and had a steak at Shula Steakhouse in the stadium. That's a phenomenal idea. That's one of the best ideas on the planet. I would do that myself one night. That I would like to go to a game where I have the reservation after and go to the steakhouse after a Dolphin win and all that, because you know what's coming. You know what's coming, right? I'm telling you it's coming. We're going to have in the next couple of years that home field advantage we used to have. It's coming back. How about the Shula Bowl instead of the Orange Bowl? But where is the Orange Bowl? It's gone. Can't do that anymore. Tony Sperano would put Mare on his Mount Rushmore. Radically says, making the entrance area around the stadium into a pavilion park and call it Joe Robbie Pavilion at its entrance because Joe Robbie started it all. Okay. I like the practice facility more, but I get it because you can still call it the Joe Robbie practice facility sponsored by Health South. You can still get the sponsor. You can still whore yourself out and still respect the field and give Joe Robbie a little love, just like it should be Don Shula Field at Hard Rock Stadium. That's what it should be. But what the hell do I know? Let's see. What else do we have here? Mount Trashmore. Aha, Super Boom Shack. Sammy Smith, Eric Green, Dion Jordan, and Lawrence Phillips. Now, hold on a second. Super Boom Shack. Okay, I have a hard time putting Eric Green there because the guy got injured. Like, Dion Jordan was a loser. Sammy Smith was a loser. And Lawrence Phillips was a loser. But Lawrence Phillips wasn't even a draft pick or anything. He was kind of like the Rams had to get rid of him and all that. So we got him for absolutely nothing. It was a nothing gamble. And obviously it didn't pay off. I have to go, if I'm going to put on my Mount Trashmore, I have to put the people we actually invested picks in. So Sammy Smith, for me, is an exceptional pick on your Mount Trashmore, and so is Dion Jordan. But instead of Eric Green or Lawrence Phillips, I would have Kumaro. I would have, let me see.
I got two.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Lifford Hobley, Paul Langford.
No, but Lifford Hobley was, Lifford Hobley was awesome. You know why? Let me explain why. Let me explain. Do you know where Lifford
He made that one play?
No. Do you know
back
where
of the end zone
do you know where
against
Lifford
Kansas City Chiefs?
No, dude. Do you know where Lifford Hobley came from?
Sure.
No, see, that's why you said this, because you don't remember. He's a scab. He's the only scab that made the team.
Wow.
God bless him, dude. The guy went from scab to NFL. So you can't expect scab to NFL. That's why I got to put a Kumaro.
You can't expect a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that he made it to the NFL,
God bless.
You're looking at Lifford the wrong way. You should say, God bless you, Lifford, man. Dude, you made from scab to NFL. You made something out of your career. That's awesome, actually. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's true.
So I would put an Eric Kumaro there because he's a first-round pick that we wasted on. You know what I'm saying? That to me hurts me a lot more than Lawrence Phillips because that was a no gamble. Lifford Hobley was like a bonus you got out of the scab year. Those kind of guys, I can't hold it against them. You know what I'm saying? But
I was just thinking about all the horrible coverage over the years.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, for that I go Jamar Fletcher. You know what I'm saying? That's my first round pick.
So we need a whole sack of these people.
Like Yatil Green. You know what I'm saying? These are candidates for Mount Trashmore because we invested something in them that we were supposed to get a lot out of, and we got nothing.
How about moving up for Wake and what we got?
No, Wake was a CFL signee. We competed against 8 other teams to sign as a free agent.
Deion Jordan. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Deion's on his Mount Trashmore. So I agree with. Yeah. Yes, definitely. But I can never pick on Lifford Hobley.
No.
God bless him.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Can't expect a lot out of something you don't expect a lot out of.
Yeah. Oliver Dottie, that's but David Boston, somebody put in David Boston was not our draft pick. That was Arizona's pick, and then he ended up kind of wearing out and then we got him after. It was a no gamble type of thing. You weren't giving up much to get him. In order for you to make it to my Mount Trash, this is my requirement, not you. You may like David Boston, and you're entitled to it. But if I'm going to put a Mount Trashmore together, it has to be somebody that was an utter disappointment, and we were hoping that Sammy Smith was going to be the guy, and he wasn't. We were hoping Yatil Green would be the guy, and he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That's the disappointment that I'm talking about, So Eddie Moore, another one. That's a great one right there, Biggest trash in Miami was Bill Parcells. I can't argue with his lazy ass. I mean, what Parcells did, that was disgusting.
Man, he was busy. He just had too many horses to keep track of, man.
Yeah. Kenneth says, Big O, I live in Port St. Lucie, and I was in Miami every weekend for the Canes and Finns games. Going to miss it this year. Yeah. Yep, I'm with you, Kenneth. I'm with you. The ghost of George Jackson says Eddie Moore. You guys are a trip. There you go. Love it. By the way, I will. Is Leo still watching? Because he's going to hate this. I'm going to talk about something that isn't sports related. Did you guys see this? There is a sheriff in.
I know exactly what you're going to talk about. Marion County, correct?
A Florida sheriff has banned his employees and anyone visiting his office from wearing a mask during the pandemic. Now, once the pandemic over, he wants you to put on a mask. No. Anyway, the move is sure to cause controversy, as studies have shown the mask can reduce the risk of transmitting the novel coronavirus. Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods wrote in an email August 11 to employees that some exceptions will be made, including at courthouses, jails, schools, and hospitals, but masks will not be worn by on-duty employees at any time Woods went on in the email, which was obtained by ABC News, to say that any person who walks into any of our lobbies, which include the main office and all the district office, that is wearing a mask will be asked to remove it. Now, I can already hear the whining, so you know I don't make this decision easily. I have waited out for the past 2 weeks, and 2 weeks shows me you're extremely stupid. Anyways, this is no longer a debate, nor is it up for discussion, he wrote. Wood said, for as many health professionals who would vouch for wearing a mask, he can find the exact same amount of professionals that say we wouldn't. So don't and risk it. There is no risk with the mask, but there's all the risk without the mask. So let's do the stupid thing.
By the way, the sheriff of Marion County has to travel to Texas. He's got security detail to do for the bar. Remember the owner that bar lives matter.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't wear a mask in the bar. He's in charge of security at that bar.
Yeah. NorCal says Mike Tannenbaum is designed for Mount Trashmore bathroom toilets to flush up and be careful if you visit. Now, our Mount Trashmore of executives, right? Parcells, Tannenbaum, Ireland, Wanstead.
Did you say Gase yet?
Yeah, we actually, you know what? Let's knock Ireland out. Let's put Gase in there since he did have personnel power.
Can you get there from lying? I'm thinking Saban. No, we're not going anywhere as the Mayflower trucks are out in front of his house.
Well, Saban kind of sucked at drafting too. Seriously. No, he sucked at drafting. He wasn't great at drafting either. But yeah, no, we have a Mount Rushmore of personnel. That's for sure. Big O, you know you can't fix stupid. Amen with that, brother. Amen with that. And that officer or that sheriff, and it had to be in Florida, right? That's the worst part. It had to be in Florida. It had to shine the bad light on us. That's just terrible. Are you an American Pie fan?
Movie?
Yeah.
The movie. I mean, yeah, for sure.
You like all of them? All what? American 1, 2, and then
obviously
Wedding?
Summer. You know what? You know when they with the original group, yes. When they started doing all the extracurricular, and the fraternity crap, those one, you know what I mean? The ones that weren't the original cast, that was garbage. The other ones, pretty solid across the board, man.
So I'm not going to get you to watch American Pie, Girls Rule.
Just because of the title, there's a definite possibility I'll at least give it a look.
Well, they're switching up the tried and tested American Pie formula. The latest installment of the franchise follows a group of teenage girls as they traverse the awkward landscape of sex, alcohol, and adolescence. It's senior year. Annie, Kayla, Michelle, and Stephanie decided to finally harness their girl power and band together to get what they want. The boys won't know what hit them when they sassy sweethearts are calling the shots. Wild parties, sexy adventures, and a Stifler bring the heat in this hot new slice of American Pie. You know it's going to be terrible, right?
The odds are against it. That's just straight. Odds are against it.
All right, now, this is the best part about it. Okay, this is why I want to read the story to you guys. Did you know that this franchise has grossed over $900 million?
I'm not surprised. Look, man,
the first movie in 1999. Yeah, it's awesome. I love the first one. And the second one, too, American Pie, too.
No, but it
you know what?
forever,
Actually,
man.
Wedding,
DVD,
I don't mind. Yeah.
You went to people's, bro, American Pie was played for years, man.
Yeah, it's like old school.
You know what? It was like Breakfast Club back in the day or Back to the Future.
Animal House.
You went to bro, those movies were on 3-4 years after their release.
Yeah, I know. Old school and American Pie for the last, 25 years or whatever, those are some of the all-time classic comedies, and they were great. I loved American Pie. I could watch old school over and over and over again, bro. I love it. But that since it first was released in 1999, $900 million it has grossed already. Blink-182, by the way, made a cameo in the original American Pie movie. with the Notorious Webcam Scene with their track Mutt featuring the soundtrack. The bands include Goldfinger, Green Day, Sum 41, Alien Ant Farm, Good Charlotte, and the All-American Rejects have also had their music featured on American Pie movies. So there you go. So if you're ready for a new version of American Pie and you want to help it get to the $1 billion mark, because I don't know if this one movie will help it get there, but I got to tell you, man, $900 million for screwing around, that is awesome.
Here, to give you an idea, like you said, the American Pie movie, I can remember going to see the one with the wedding, okay, and I hooked up with my friend. We went over to Miami Beach. We're on Lincoln Road, and the tickets, blah. So we had to wait for the next show. So went back to the house. Had a couple drinks, came back. Previews. You know what they're showing?
What?
The preview to Ted. And I was like, you know what? I kind of feel like I wish I was watching the preview for American Pie and here to see Ted the way it looked. It was still decent, but you know what I mean? Ted was.
Troy Ortiz is asking me, did you see the story yesterday about Tannenbaum wanting us to trade next year's draft picks for established players? Yeah, it's because he's a moron. I mean, that only he's the one that likes the shiny objects and buying the free agents, and that's where you get in trouble. You keep drafting, dude. You keep drafting because you get them the cheapest for their first 4 or 5 years. So, yeah, that's obviously a guy that still doesn't understand what this business is all about. Let's see. Ray says, wow, as you mentioned, the all-time Mount Trashmore personnel have had, I can see why we have sucked the last 15 years. It's more like the last 25. But, yeah, there's no doubt. Julius 305 giving us a little love on the Super Chat. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you, Julius. As Julius 305 always locked in, he says, thanks for today's show while darting through Miami traffic. Just be safe, Julius, right? Be safe out there. All right, we got to wrap it up here on the program. We got to thank, of course, the great people out here. Steve Ostrov. I can see Tony Stampone back there, actually. Herbie Lopez out there. Nice heat mask. I like that. Very nice. Very nice, sir. Wearing a heat mask. I like it. I like it. See, that's what have fun with your mask. If we got a mask up, add a little flair to the mask and wear something that you want. You know what I mean? It's a pretty cool heat mask. I like that mask. I want to get that mask, actually. In fact, he's coming back in. Where'd you get that mask?
That's awesome.
Yes, every Thursday. Yes. Well, that's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's
Thursdays,
awesome,
11 to 2. Thursdays. That's fine. No, we'll be here. We're here every Thursday. You got it.
Rain or shine, we're here.
Damn, that's
Thank
nice.
you, sir.
Well, we just got some free Miami Heat masks. How about that? That is awesome. I love it. Those are sweet, man.
That looked like
wasn't it sweet?
First season. You know what? Our logo, truly, man, that ball going through with the fight, man, it is a badass logo.
Yeah, no, they did a good job with that. There's no doubt about it. We got to thank everybody out there, as always, all of you tuning in, all of you watching, those of you that are texting. And, by the way, let me see if we got anything there on the text line before I go. I should, here we go. Wind of Change, Aaron Rodgers' favorite karaoke song. Thoughts about the XFL in relation to college football season being sort of canceled? I don't know. The XFL should take advantage if they can, but they've got to play in a bubble if they want to do it. And they can sign a bunch of those guys. RVA says, hello, Big O, the Boza brothers' dad, Mount Trashmore. Yes, he was a bust. But I will tell you this, and the one thing I've always said about John Boza, he was a bust because he had the knee injuries. But if the guy did not have the injuries, it wasn't like he was a bust like Sammy. He was going to be a monster. Okay, the guys that were playing with him and in practice, they told me that before those knee injuries, that guy was as disruptive as it would get. Problem is, we never got to see it because of the knee injuries. And remember, back in those days, you had knee injuries, dude. It's not like today. It's just not like today. But I understand the general consensus because we expected so much from John Boza, and then he had the injuries. He's a good dude, and he would have been a hell of a player. He's not like Eddie Moore. He's not like Sammy Smith. You know, it's just one of those things that the injuries just – look at Yatil Green. Yatil Green could have been a hell of a player too, but his body was too fragile. It wasn't that Yatil was lazy. It wasn't that he wasn't good. It's just his body was not made for the NFL. And John Boza, hey, the Boza kids have had injuries.
Yes.
Okay,
that's why he shut down. Yeah.
Especially the one in the Chargers. He's had a few injuries. The younger one hasn't had as many yet, but it's kind of run in the family a little bit. And again, luckily for those kids, they've been able to play and display their talents. But I'm just telling you because I've had access to the people that have been around that guy back in those days, and to a man, they'll tell you, dude, if that guy stays healthy, that guy would have been a monster for us. That's what they tell me all the time.
When you play the game with that reckless abandon and just throw your body, you're gonna take some hits, man.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Take some nicks.
You're right. Ray Grulon, by the way, is chiming in with a little super chat here down the stretch. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you.
You're going nowhere, buddy.
We're thanking our super chatters, Kenneth Cleveland, Julius 305, Ray Grulong. Thank you very much, as always, all of you out there for supporting us, our sponsors, not calling, but texting in, tweeting, super chatting.
They can't call in, man. The phone lines are full, bro.
That's right. The one guy's taking up all the phone lines. On behalf of Bill and Philippe, as always, getting it done on the audio and video side. We will see all of you tomorrow. We'll be over at the sister dealership here to obviously Craig Zinn's Umbrella. We're going to go to Craig Zinn Acura Pembroke Pines. We'll be out there tomorrow at 11 a.m. having some fun. We appreciate all of you out there, as always. If you want to send me anything, remember you can email orlando@bigoradioshow.com.
I'm going to
always appreciate it.
Make a suggestion to everybody. Bro, this is the second time this week that the modem gets reset and it flows.
There we go. Yes.
Reset your modems.
Yes. Yes. Reset those modems. And Josh is chiming in, as always, down the stretch with a super chat. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it out there, man. Thank you all out there. You guys be good. Be safe, okay? Wear your mask, all right? We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Have a good one. Be safe, guys. Later. And girls, sorry.